Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be taking sixth chapter, test and measurement, and I'll be explaining test in that first. Test is an instrument which is used to gain information about individuals or objects. These instruments may be in the form of questions, interviews, and observation, etc. Now we'll take measurement. Measurement is an aid to evaluate. It consists of numerical values or scientific scores by experts and is also known as raw scores. Now is first topic of test and measurement chapter, that is motor fitness test. Motor fitness test is also known as Afford fitness test. Let me tell you the full form of Afford, that is American Alliance for Health, Physical Education and Recreation. Now comes motor fitness. It refers to the capabilities of an athlete to take part effectively in a particular sport and involves a mixture of five components, that is speed, endurance, flexibility, strength and coordinative abilities. Now, it has 7 test items to evaluate various components of physical fitness, which I just told you, and it is useful for school-going children to evaluate items for fitness abilities. Now we'll be taking the first test item in this, that is 50 meters standing start. This test item is both for boys and for girls, and the equipment required for conducting this test is a stopwatch, at least two, or a single stopwatch with split second time. And we just conduct this test to check the acceleration and the speed of the student. And now I'll be telling how this test is conducted. Two lines are marked on the floor of 50 yards apart. On one line is used as a starting line and the other as a finish line. On the signal ready, go, the subject starts running at their best to reach the finish line at the earliest. The signal go is accompanied with the downward sweep of the starter's arm to give the visual signal to the person who is standing on the finishing line. And how the evaluation is done, teacher can also create their own norms for evaluation like this for an average running sprint time. For girls, excellent is 8.1 or less, and for timing for boys is 7.57 or less than that is excellent. And average is 8.7 for girls to 8.9, and for boys it is 7.86 to 8.4. This is the average time for boys. The second test item is 600-meter run or walk. In this, we'll be requiring equipment, that is track or marked area and a stopwatch. And we conduct this test to measure the cardiovascular endurance. The subject is asked to take a standing start, and at the signal go ready, the subject starts running the 600-meter distance, and the test is usually performed on 12 to 12 subjects together by pairing or before the start of the event. Walking is permitted, but the performer is to cover the distance in the shortest possible time. And the excellent timing for girls is 1 minute to 50 seconds. For boys, it is 1 minute to 35 seconds. And the average time for the girls is 2 minutes to 15 seconds. And for boys, it's 1 minute 55 seconds. The next test item is sit and reach test. In this, the purpose of the test is to especially measure the flexibility of the lower back and hamstring muscles of the student. And the importance of this test is, the test is important as because tightness in this area is implicated in lumbar lordosis, forward pelvic tilt, and the lower back pain. The equipment required for this test is sit and reach box with the following dimension, that is 12-inch into 12-inch sides, 12-inch into 10-inch front and back, and 12" into 21" top. Incredible the top panel with the centimeters oblique millimeters gradations. Now I'll be explaining how to conduct this test. The subject is asked to remove the shoes and place his or her feet against the testing box while sitting on the floor with straight knees. Now the subject is asked to place one hand on the top of other so that the middle finger of both hands are together at the same length. The subject should place one hand on the top of the other hand forward slowly and extend the arms over the scale. He or she should extend the arm as far as possible and hold the extended position for 2 seconds. No jerky movements are allowed. The distance reached by the fingertips should be noted down by the helper. Scoring. The score is recorded to the nearest centimeters at the distance reached by the hand. Next one, we have partial curl-up. Now, the curl-up test measures abdominal muscular strength and endurance of the abdominal and hip flexors, back strength, back support, and the core stability. Now, the equipment required for this test is flat and clean cushion surface, a stopwatch, and the recording sheets and the pen. Now, I'll be explaining the procedure to conduct this test. In this, the first subject lies on a cushion flat clean surface. Flex the knees and feet should be 12 inches apart from the buttocks. Hands straight on the sides, palms facing downward, closer to the ground, parallel to the body. The subject raises the trunk in a smooth motion, keeping the arms in position, curling up desired amount, and that should be at least 6 inches above the ground, or he or she should flex spine in such a way that fingertips of each hand must reach second strip on the floor. The trunk is lowered back to the floor so that the shoulder blades or the upper back touches the floor. And the scoring should be done by recording the maximum number of sit-ups in a certain time period, such as 30 seconds for less than 14 years of age and 1 minute more than 15 years of age. Next, we have push-ups. This test item is only mentioned for boys. It measures the muscular strength of the arms and the shoulders. And to conduct this test, the student must lie flat on the floor on your stomach as if you are going to do a regular push-up. Place your both the hands flat on the floor to where your elbows are up and outward at a 90-degree angle. Keep your head, back and buttocks in a straight line. Extend your legs so the weight is on your toes. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Lower your body in a controlled manner until your elbows are at 90-degree angle and hold for 1 second, then return to the starting position. The maximum number of push-up is the score 1 given to the student for accurate push-up. Next we have modified push-ups, and these push-ups are only for girls. It measures the muscular strength of arm and shoulder of girls. In this also, the student will lie down flat on the floor on your stomach, that is as if you were going to do a regular push-up. Place your hands flat on the floor to where your elbows are up and outward at the 90-degree angle. Keep your knees on the floor as you push up your body off the floor. Slowly lower yourself in the same position as much as possible without your body touching the floor. And the maximum number of modified push-ups is the score. 1 score is awarded for each modified push-ups. The next test item, that is the 6th test item, we have standing broad jump. This is mentioned for both boys and for girls. This is the best method to measure the power of legs in jumping horizontal distance. And it is, as I told you, it is for both boys and girls, and the equipment required for this is mat or long jump pit, measurement, steel tape, lime powder, and the test is administered while student will be asked to stand behind the starting line and with both the feet on the ground parallel to each other. He will be asked to jump with both the feet together without shifting his legs or without having double jump. Bending of knees during the jump is allowed to get the maximum lift from the ground. Subject can use his hands to swing back and forth for getting proper force to the body. Landing should be proper with both feet together. Students should cover maximum distance in horizontal direction. And the distance covered by subject should be taken into meters, centimeter or inches up to the nearest place of ending from the starting line. Now we are on the last test item of this motor fitness test, that is 4 into 10 meter shuttle run. So the equipments required in this are two blocks of wood, a stopwatch and a lime powder. The subject should wear spikes or he should run barefoot. The purpose of this test is to check the speed and agility of the child. In this, two parallel lines are marked on the floor 10 meters apart, or the width of the regular volleyball court may be used for the test. The two wooden blocks or cones are placed behind both the lines. The subject is asked to start from behind the other line on the signal ready go. The subject starts the watch and the subject runs towards the block cone, picks up the cone, one cone, runs back to the starting line, places the block or cone behind the starting line, runs back and picks up the second block to be carried back across the starting line. As soon as the second block is placed on the ground, the timer stops the watch and records the time. In this, there are two general rules. Do not throw the blocks and the reasonable rest in between two trials should be given. The two trials are allowed to each subject with some rest in between. The time of the better of the two trials is recorded to the nearest tenth of a second of the score at the test item. I hope all the test items of motor fitness test are clear. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.